Let's quickly turn now to Massachusetts for new developments in the case against Karen Reed. Reed is set to stand trial for a second time in April of this year for the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Joining me now in studio, Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson. Always great to see you and have you on set. You know all things Karen Reed, so tell us, the judge just issued a ruling about one of the defense witnesses. Tell us more about that.
This is big for the defense case, and it's all right here, obtained by Court TV. This ruling, the dog bite expert, Dr. Marie Russell, will be allowed to testify in the Reed trial beginning April 1st. And this, according to the case file that we just obtained. The Commonwealth had tried to exclude her testimony in the upcoming trial, and her opinion that marks on John O'Keefe's arm were the result of a dog attack. Here's her testimony during that two-day Daubert hearing. Take a listen.
Do you have an opinion with regard to the nature and source of the wounds on Mr. O'Keefe's right arm?
Yes.
What is that opinion?
Those wounds were inflicted by a dog attack.
Do you hold that opinion to a reasonable degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
You've opined that these are bites, teeth going in and out of those holes all the way up and down the arm.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, it is remarkable that there is no dog DNA on any of those holes in the sweater, isn't it?
Again, there's an issue with the collection and transportation of that.
I'd love to talk to you about that. We're going to, but you got to get through my questions first.
Okay.
It is remarkable, as a doctor, as a scientist, that there is no dog DNA in any of those swabs or holes. It's remarkable, isn't it?
Remarkable would not be the word I use.
Extraordinary.
No, I disagree.
Hard to believe.
I disagree.
Okay. Now, there is no dog DNA. Do you think somehow that hurts your cause or your case for your opinion?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Former pathologist, former ER doctor, former law enforcement officer, but a complicated witness. Dr. Russell, as you know, contacted the defense. Judge Ashley, in the middle of the first trial, was allowed to testify, and it appears she'll be called as a witness for trial 2.
Yes, and as we were discussing, of course, they kind of start all the way over in the Commonwealth, and so they have to do these motions hearings again for the judge to make a ruling. Now, in this memo, the judge also mentioned something, Matt, I'd like you to talk about, and that is that the expert failed to consider all of the evidence.
And that was evident in the cross-examination, including the red plastic on John O'Keefe's shirt, no dog DNA detected, and no comparison between Chloe the dog, her teeth, and marks on John O'Keefe's arm. That was a shocking piece of evidence that we learned about during that two-day hearing, that investigators actually made molds of Chloe's mouth.
Did you ever discuss going to see Chloe and doing these studies on Chloe so you could see if they were dissimilar to these abrasions?
I was asked to evaluate the wounds.
Do you know that Chloe exists, that we provided notice to you that we went up and saw Chloe and took molds? Did you know that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you know that? I'm going to allow it. Did you know that, doctor?
I do know that now.
Now that you know that Chloe's available, wouldn't those molds be helpful? Wouldn't you want to look at them and compare them to the distances on the abrasions on Mr. O'Keefe's arm?
Objection, Your Honor.
I'm going to allow it.
I don't think it's necessary for many reasons.
Okay. All right, Judge Beverly Cannone writes this in her decision just released, the decision to allow the expert, quote, "The prosecutors were able to demonstrate during their cross-examination of Russell that her expertise primarily concerns the treatment, not the identification of dog bites. That her evaluation of the abrasions failed to consider all available information, that she has not compared the abrasions with the teeth of the German Shepherd in question." and that her opinion is inconsistent with findings that there was no canine DNA in the area of the victim's clothing near the abrasions. But Judge Beverly Cannone ends her memo by saying that all of that, Judge Ashley, can be addressed in trial in front of the jury on cross-examination.
Boy, especially in this case, I appreciate how detailed she was as to her reasoning. So if there's an appeal, it's very clear why she made her decision. Tell us, what kind of hearing do we expect next in this case?
So we're expecting another Daubert hearing towards the end of the month. That's going to be on the 31st, and that is going to be for the defense expert who testified that the Jen McCabe Google search of how long to die in cold, took place at 2 in the morning before John O'Keefe's body was discovered at 34 Fairview, and not at 6 o'clock in the morning, whereas all the other evidence, including from the Celebrite experts, they say that that was a mistake, a misinterpretation, and that search actually happened at 6. So that hearing is at the end of the month, and then we look towards the trial, April 1st.
It is going to be one heck of a hearing and a trial. Thank you so much, Matt, for your great reporting as always.